Hello everyone. This video is decided on a sudden. I didn't plan for this video, and I'm currently not in Penang, which is the usual place that I used to be in. Right, I'm currently in outstation for training. So I actually experienced something related to autism and PDA, and that's the reason I would like to shoot this video in a sudden, right, to share with you what experience I had. And I'm actually having handheld, so maybe when you view the video, it's a bit like shaky, right, because it's a handheld one, right. I don't have any equipments, and I do not see any suitable place for me to actually make this video. So it is a very sudden, decision. Right, so I still would like to explain a little bit of my experience. I started my journey on Saturday. On Sunday. Sunday afternoon after lunch, and then starting from Saturday morning, I felt very strange feeling. Not strange. Sorry, it's not strange feeling, but very weird feeling on my stomach. Before that weird feeling on Saturday morning, actually in the midnight, right, I felt a sudden hunger, which is not that usual as compared to my usual life, my daily life. So I actually felt hunger, and I felt hungry, right? So I eat something, right? I ate something, and then after I actually ate, I immediately sleep because I slept because I was very sleepy. So I actually slept, and then of course when I woke up, I felt a little of acid reflux, which is, I mean, within expectation, I would say, because after you eat something, immediately you sleep. I guess acid reflux is inevitable. But that acid reflux actually lasts very long. It wasn't serious. I wouldn't say it is serious. It wasn't serious, but it lasts very long, which is not so usual, because if I really have this kind of acid reflux, usually when I try to give my stomach some time, and then try to drink water or try to eat a little of my usual things, it will go away by itself. But on that Saturday morning, it was very unusual. It lasts for a long time, and I really felt the burning sense. It's like the burning sense, because if I'm not traveling, if I do not have anything anticipated, I wouldn't have felt the burning sense actually, right? So that morning was unusual, but it's not something strange because I experienced this before. But it's just that I have no idea compared to this time that what is it all about, right? So this time I actually have a better idea what is it all about. So when I started to feel that it is not right, I actually feel, it's not about the acid reflux itself already. I feel something is, something is not usual, and the something is coming from mental. It's coming from emotion. It should be from that aspect that make my physical body. I mean, that make my body to have physical discomfort. That's what I think, right? Then I stopped, and I actually try to have a thought on what happened. And during that moment, right, actually I was crying non-stop, right? I was crying non-stop. I know I have very strong emotion, but at the first place, I didn't know what was the emotion. I didn't know what was it, but I know I have emotion, and I cry non-stop and so on. So I actually stopped and think about it. And then I so happened, I think last few days before that incident, I watched some video about PDA. PDA is pathological demand avoidance. If I just explain verbally, it will sound like a kid which is rebellious. Example, PDA can be something like, I'm doing a task, but you chip in and tell me that, yeah, you are supposed to do that, yeah, please do it well. Then I don't want to do already. I think it is not something not familiar to you. Some kids, they will have this kind of attitude pattern, so-called. But when we relate PDA to neurodivergence and particularly autistic, because I'm talking on behalf of autistic individual. I mean, sorry, I'm not behalf, but I'm talking on my personal experience, which is related to autistic experience. Particularly when we talk about PDA related to autistic, it is a sense of loss of control, which we really do not like it, and we avoid the demand all the way because we want to stay in control, right? That is PDA. That's what I understand. I mean, to be very, very brief about PDA, because I'm not a professional. I'm not supposed to be here to explain to you what is all about PDA. I guess you search YouTube, I think you have, a better explanation over there. But generally, I would say the key point is we avoid the situation that will cause us to lose control. We want to be in control, and if anything that will cause us to lose control, we will not like it, and we will avoid it using all means, right? Using any means. And that is my experience, in the sense that this travel is a new arrangement that I never experienced before, and there are a lot of uncertainties, and I know that I need to sit on bus for long hours, but I do not know when I will reach the destination. And then when I reach the destination, I do not know how the room is like, because this is the first time I'm staying in that particular place, and I do not know whether I am able to get food, and it is very isolated inside, somewhere, very isolated, and it's not convenient at night, right? It's not convenient at all. So a lot of situation, a lot of facts that I know that makes me feel like I'm losing control on my travel, on my food, on my diet, on my accommodation, on whether I can sleep well or not. I totally, it's totally out of my control. So coming back to my experience, because of this strong sense of loss of control, my brain actually avoid me going to the training, right? In the sense that my brain is communicating to my body, making my body to have some physical discomfort, so that I do not need to go for the training, and I do not need to be in a situation where I have a total loss of control, right? So I guess that explains my experience, and that makes me know better why I will have such an emotions response, and why I will have such feeling, right? Previously I had it, but I didn't know it's actually related to PDA or autism. I mean, if it is not PDA, it's autism. So now that I got my diagnosis and I learned more about PDA, I suddenly have an idea, oh, that is all about it. Then on top of it, actually this training is a training where I think, where I thought, I mean, last 2 days, now is Monday, so last 2 days where I thought it need not travel. I mean, I feel like to attend the training, I do not need to travel. Actually, it can be done online. Why am I traveling? Why am I traveling and put myself in a situation where I have no control, where I have so much uncertainty that I do not know what will happen? So my brain actually reject it 100%, totally reject it. So I guess that is the reason why, I have so strong emotion that I'm crying nonstop. And I actually talked to my, before I mentioned that that was the action that I've taken, so I will share with you. But before I mentioned that, let me check what else I want to tell you. Right, the uncertainty along the journey that makes me, reject, that makes my brain reject on it. For example, the duration of the journey, how long I will reach the destination, will I get my dinner, will I get the food that I want and make me comfortable, will I have enough rest, will I be exhausted, will I have meltdowns, and so on. That makes me to have an extreme anxiety in a sudden, and I have all these emotions respond. Right, so I actually chat with ChatGPT. I have a conversation with ChatGPT, and ChatGPT actually helped me to relate everything, because by thinking it by myself, I didn't relate much to PDA, but ChatGPT actually helps me to relate it quite well, which are those aspects that I mentioned just now. And ChatGPT actually give me good solutions. ChatGPT told me that, I may need to reassess the needs to actually attend the training. But if let's say attending the training is something that you cannot avoid, then maybe you can do something on it. For example, bring along items that I'm familiar with, bring along snacks, tell my colleagues, I'm coming with colleagues, right? Tell my colleagues, tell my supervisor about my situation and so on. So what action I actually have taken, right? I've taken some action which I think is a good move. Previously, I wouldn't have taken all this action because I do not know it is related to autism and PDA. So now that I know, I can actually help myself by taking action. So that's the reason in previous video I actually mentioned that knowing yourself is very important. Whether you get diagnosis or not, but knowing yourself is very important, right? What I have done, right? First, I talked to my supervisor. Actually, I messaged my supervisor. I don't call. I still do not call because it is adding to my anxiety if I call. So I talked to my supervisor. I messaged my supervisor while I'm crying. While I was crying. I don't really care much. So I just messaged him and say that, I'm having extreme anxiety and so on and so forth. Then at least he knows about my situation and he will kind of like, be more ready to help me. At least he know what happened. So I think that's a good move. You need to let people to know that, you will potentially have this situation. And I'm very lucky that my immediate superior is actually very supportive. He's very supportive. And he checked on me, along the trip. He checked on me, are you okay? And things like this, right? And then I also do something like prepare myself with my comfortable items. I plan to bring my, bring my teddy bear, but I forgot. Right? I just miss out my teddy bear. It is something that is not nice, right? Honestly, it's not nice. If I had teddy bear, I would have slept better yesterday. But never mind, I still have my items, like for example, my bag, my usual bag, handbag, my fruits, right? My food, good food and fruits. But I didn't bring enough. I should have brought some cup noodles because nothing is here. There is nothing here that I can buy if I'm hungry in the middle of the night. So I should have brought cup noodles. I will do it next time, right? And then I brought my coffee. I brought what else? I brought my snacks. I brought my small biscuits. That really saved me when I'm hungry just now. When I was hungry just now, right? So I also did all my planned tasks before I go on to the journey. Before I went on to the journey, I plan to, for example, I plan to do some household chores. I plan to mark my paper. I plan to, I plan to maybe prepare something, to go to office, to put all my snacks and so on. I did everything, right? So I did all my planned tasks. I planned well and I did everything. And I had a good breakfast before the journey. I had fruits. I had eggs. It means protein. And I also have biscuits, which is carbohydrate. I actually have, a mixture of nutrients where if I'm not traveling, I wouldn't have taken, so much care about it. So I actually had a good breakfast and I had a good lunch, even though I didn't really manage to eat a lot during lunch because of the anxiety. I was still crying when I was about to go out, and I was still crying when I was on the bus. But I know it is inevitable and I accept my feeling. I know that it is something with me, so I accept that. And then I also make sure I bring along my OKO card, right? My disability card and my disability rapid card, which I can actually travel without hassle. So that will make me feel safe a little bit. And then I know that I also do one more thing, which I think is the most important. I prepare myself to accept all kind of anxiety that I'll have. I know that I will face anxiety. I know that it is a process, and I need to go through this because this is the first time I actually stay in this location and traveling by bus. So it took 9 hours journey, including the stop for dinner, and it was really, really exhausting for me. But I prepare myself knowing that I will face all this uncertainty. I will have anxiety because of all this uncertainty. I may have meltdown, I will freak out, maybe I will cry in front of my colleagues or so on. I accept that will possibly happen. And I think that is the most important thing. I'm ready for it. Like, even though, like, after one night, right, this morning I was searching for breakfast. My stomach was killing me, almost killing me. But I know that, I have to go through this. And I know that I will face this. And I know that my colleagues are supportive. I know they are supportive. So by knowing that, I actually help myself, accompany myself to go through. And I also know that I cannot finish my breakfast, and yes, I didn't finish it, but it's okay. I can always find food anytime, when I feel I need it. So I'm ready for it. I accept to face all this. And what is the status now? It has been 1 day. I think it's in 1 day. I started my journey at 2 p.m. yesterday, and now it's about 6. I think it's already 6 p.m. I'm going for dinner. I'm going to meet my sister for dinner. That's another challenge, right? That's another challenge, actually. I will update everyone as soon as I actually come back, right? I don't know when I will upload this video because I'm not so sure about the voice. Later, I need to check it. If the voice is okay, I'll upload immediately. But if the voice is not okay, then I'll upload like maybe 1 week later. Right? But anyway, it has been 1 day. So far, how do I feel? Well, the training turns out to be quite nice, right? It's not that it's not like what I think is. Why am I attending the training? I saw some purpose, and I saw some objective on that training. And like what I say, I face a lot of uncertainty and anxiety along the journey until this morning for the breakfast as well. Because yesterday night I was actually, I almost, have no room to stay because of some misunderstanding. So eventually I had, right? And I wasn't sleep very well because I couldn't sleep because it's the first time I'm here. And other than this, so far, things are getting better. Now, things are getting better. I'm more comfortable with my room. I know my room. I know my room better. And then I know the way, right, in and out. I know where I can get some food and so on. I know what I need to buy when I meet my sister later in the shopping mall. I know what I need to buy to prepare myself, right, for this midnight and tomorrow morning, right? So I have something planned, and I feel more certain. Right? I feel more certain now. So I have, like what I say, I have one challenge, which is to meet my sister and to have dinner. I already chosen the food. I have told her that my choice. I choose a food that I feel, I'm comfortable with. And then I also have one more challenge, which is to travel back to Penang, right? So, I will update after I reach Penang, I guess. I don't think tonight I have time to actually shoot the video, but I'll travel back and I'll update everyone after I travel back. And it's a good journey. It's a great experience, I would say. The reason being why I say it's a great experience is because of this experience, I'm able to share with all of you about PDA, about my own experience on PDA. I mean, not exactly PDA. If you do not want to consider this as PDA, then maybe it is something related to autism, the anxiety because of loss of control and uncertainty. And because of this, is a great experience, and also because I'm actually experiencing something new now. Even though I am anxious about that, but still it's something new, right? So, it's a great experience, right? It's a great experience. And at least next time when I need to come for training, which I foresee, yes, I will need to come in future, maybe not only one time for the training. I know what I need to prepare. I know what I can do, right? So yeah, it's a great experience so far. I'm positive on that. And I hope whoever that is going through PDA, not only autism individual, any individual will have you know, the possibility of having PDA, as long as you are, you know, afraid of losing control, and you reject a demand, you avoid a demand because that demand will make you feel losing control. If you have this, you know, if you have this tendency, then you may have this thing called PDA, pathological, again, pathological demand avoidance, PDA. So whoever going through this, I hope you will feel better. No, sorry, you will definitely feel better, right? You will definitely feel better. No matter what decision you have made, whether you avoid or not avoid the demand, you will definitely feel better. You will know yourself better, and you will go through it, right? Yeah, I hope I bring some positivity to you. I mean, not the toxic positivity. I know that it's going to be difficult. Yes, definitely it's going to be difficult. At least in my experience, I will say it was a difficult situation. But still, I'm positive on it because it actually brings some values to me. It teach me something, and I believe that it will be the same as you. It will be the same for you, right? So all the best, everyone, and I'll see you in next video to update you when I reach Penang. Bye.